So yesterday evening, I posted my Q&A video on YouTube. Like it's been a year and a half since I told people I would do that, and I finally did it. Better late than never, I suppose. And
Yes.
so yeah, I'm posting that just before going to bed. I usually post my stuff in the morning, but I thought, hey, it's ready. I know Ishan is not on the same time zone. So I thought, hey, maybe he would like to start his day with the Q&A stuff. And so yeah, this morning I woke up, look at my phone as I usually do, and I have this reply from Ishan saying like uh I had it on the screen. It's okay. All of the footage of anything was behind the screenshot wheel. So I was kind of livid. I've been fucked 2 times now in not that long with uploading videos on YouTube. So um, how I did the Q&A is I took a screenshot of what people asked, and
Mm-hmm.
then in my editing software, I did put some footage or some screenshot in front of uh, the comments, the questions, so people can relate a bit more about what I'm talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
it was completely fine while I was editing. Everything, the screenshot was in front of the text. It was fine. And once it got on YouTube, well, it went, you know, behind the screenshot. It's, yeah, yeah. Uh,
That's gotta be frustrating.
Yeah, and like, isn't it last week? I did the whole Dust and Neon where I commented, and the voice was just gone.
Yeah.
I could hear the voice on my phone. I could hear the voice like watching the video on my phone, but not on YouTube. What? Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you played it for me, like, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
over the video and
yeah. I showed you. You saw it. I'm
yeah.
not crazy. It was working. My voice was there. Everything was fine. And once on YouTube, well, nope, no voice, no voice for you. So yeah, and I've uploaded. I just looked at that earlier. 324 videos. Now I know some channel have like thousands of videos, but what I'm trying to say, it's not my first time. It's not my first uploads. I've been uploading quite a few stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, those past few weeks have not been the best. But anyway, enough of that. Welcome to Not the Fuck Gaming Podcast, a podcast where we talk about games and sometimes we don't say fuck. I am William Hououin and I'm with.
Gruebitten.
All right, so this is it. We're gonna do. We asked some people to make a dare or ask a truth as a truth or dare stuff for our 1 year anniversary of the podcast. And last episode we were with Brad, and I thought, well, let's put that on hold and we'll do it next time, and we are next time. So let's go. Truth or dare. We have 2 questions to answer, and I need to play some Terraria that I will include in this podcast. It's gonna like be a bit awkward because it's kind of gonna cut after the truth, and I'm gonna insert the Terraria footage, and then it's gonna go back to the podcast. Anyway, want to start with Dippy or with Mike?
Let's go in alphabetical order. Start with Dippy.
All right. So Dippy is saying, truth. What's a game you love that you play or have played in secret because you're embarrassed that people may laugh? Want to answer first, or do you want me to go?
Um, hmm. It doesn't matter to me. Why don't you go first?
All right. So, I mean, mine is I thought about it. We have some time because it's been like over a month. Um, and it's not like because people may laugh exactly, but this is a game I am embarrassed to play, and it's Dungeon Travelers 2. So I will put on screen some very mild picture of the game. Um, it's it's uh, it's gonna sound like I read the Playboy magazine because of the article. All right.
Mhm.
Um, this is a dungeon crawler, like Wizardry or Etrian Odyssey. You explore a dungeon, tiled based dungeon, and you move
Mhm.
grid by grid, and then you have, it's in first person, and you encounter some enemies randomly, turn based combat, and this is like seriously, it's a very very good game, uh, because most of the time those games have a big transition between exploring and combat. You will have this animation going on and it's super long. This one is like super quick, super fast. It's really nice. I'm gonna put some footage on the screen, but the thing is, the first Dungeon Traveler was actually a like ecchi game, those Japanese erotic like visual novel game.
Ah.
Okay, it was an adult game. This
Mhm.
one is made by that company, but with another game dev who is making like normal games, we'll say. But the thing is, the aesthetic of the game is, I, you know, I will not play that on the bus. I'm gonna send you a screenshot in your DMs on Discord if you want to see. So what you're gonna see is, and it's mild. It can get worse than that, but is at the bottom you have your party member, and on the screen it's the quote unquote monsters you fight in the dungeon. So
Yeah.
yeah, you saw. Did you
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Definitely adult.
yeah. You never see anything like fully, if you know what I mean, but
Mhm.
it's that all the time, and yeah, this is a game I would be very embarrassed to play like on the bus,
Well,
so I
it's
don't.
funny that you mentioned an adult game because one of mine that I was going to mention later is Leisure Suit Larry, which
it,
I
it
don't
would
know if
be.
you.
Is it your truth?
It's one of the truths. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, I'm kind of done. People would have seen some footage of the game and would have understood why I am embarrassed. So it can be your turn. I just Googled Leisure Suit Larry so I can see some images while you talk.
Um,
Go ahead. So
but
this is
that's actually I don't know if it's my for embarrassed. It's one that you would think, but I guess kind of, yeah, you don't mention playing that in certain company, but I think even more than that. Well, let me get to that later. So, yeah, Leisure Suit Larry is definitely one of them. It's an adult game. It's really silly, extremely sexist. But
yeah. I'm looking at some
sometimes
screenshot. Yeah.
if things are like overtly sexist, sometimes it doesn't bother me as much as when they're pretending that we're not being sexist.
Yeah. Well, in that case, it becomes like satire. You
Exactly,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
The thing about Leisure Suit, it is pretty much satire, and it's funny, but it's definitely adult. You play as this sleazy guy who's going around trying to get it on with all the hot women. And it's an adventure game. It's by Sierra Games. It's an old game.
It looks like a point and click adventure, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if you know about the King's Quest series of games,
Yes.
also made by
Yes.
Sierra. It's very similar to those, except you instead of playing a hero who's saving the kingdom, you're playing a sleazy guy trying to get it on with all the women. So but it's really silly and it's well done and it was enjoyable. I played not only the first one but several in the series. There's a whole series of them. But
Yeah. This is what
it's an
I'm
older
seeing
game.
right
It's
now.
very old.
There's so you're playing the more pixelated one because I'm seeing some in 3D. Some of them are in 3D.
Okay, well, obviously the franchise went on during the period I quit gaming. As you know, I used to game a long time ago. Then there's a chunk of time when I just didn't have the time to game. I didn't game. And then I picked it up again recently, not a few years back, quite a few years back now. But so the ones I played were all 2D. None of them were in 3D.
Yeah. Because I'm seeing some in 3D. I'm gonna put footage on the screen of. We'll sort it out later which one you were playing, and I'm gonna put
the
footage.
First. I played the first, and the second, and maybe the third. I don't remember, but the first and the second definitely.
All right, good. I'm gonna put some footage of that so people can understand. And now we've came clean. We told people some games we're embarrassed to play.
But honestly, I'm not as embarrassed about that one as I am about liking Roblox games.
Oh yeah, Roblox is another game I wouldn't play like on the bus because, well, I think it's kind of obvious, but it would be kind of weird because it's like kids game.
Yeah.
But I mean, for people who don't understand, I'm not saying, I'm saying for the average person who only heard of Roblox in the news when some adult were tricking children.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about us or people watching this podcast. Anybody watching this will understand, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't like to mention it because I feel so cringeworthy. But there are some actual good games on there.
I'm sure there is. I don't like how it plays. The engine is still the same on at least every game my daughter made me play. It's the same engine, and
it's pretty
it's
bad,
so frustrating for me to. We were playing this puppet game, all right? You need to find some puppets. Those rubber toy that do
go
like
on the
some
hand.
Yeah. And you pop the little circles back and forth. Anyway.
What? No, I thought you meant puppets, like the little.
No. Wait a minute. A fidget toy. This is what they're calling it. I'm gonna send you a screenshot that I will include in this podcast because it seems that it's not that obvious. I thought it would be, to be honest. It's fine. Might be better to know. There, I sent you a screenshot of what a puppet is.
Okay.
You don't know about this?
Like bubble wrap.
Yeah, like bubble wrap. This is what I was trying to find as a word. Yeah, it's like bubble wrap, but in rubber. So you can pop the stuff forever, basically. And
that's cool.
There's
I didn't even know about them.
Oh, well, your kid is probably too old to have played with that. The thing is, I know about this because of my daughter. So,
yeah,
because I wouldn't have. But anyway, there's this game, all right? You need to find those kind of plastic toys that are hidden all over the place. So you start the game, you will be like in a bedroom, and so you have to go under the bed or in the closet and stuff. And then once you have enough of those toys, you can go to the next zone, which will be, I don't know, a park. And then you go to a Hououin themed place, and then it's the pool, and then
Yeah.
and a lot of those toys are hidden, high above the ground, and so you have to jump to get there, and it's infuriating to me to try to jump and land where I want to go.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Yeah,
so
Roblox controls are janky.
yeah, and I think this is what this is what is killing it for me. Uh, yeah, I ask my daughter to do some of those. Like, okay, I can't anymore. Here, take my iPad and go get me this puppet, and that's it.
Oh, you're playing it on iPad too. That's even worse.
I think it's even worse. But she's taking my
Yeah.
iPad and she's going to get it first time. It's gonna take 5 seconds, and I'm here for 5 minutes raging on this. Yeah, I'm too
Yeah.
old for that, I think. But
I kind
anyway,
of
I went on a big tangent and kind of stole your
no,
Roblox game.
no. This is a conversation. But
Yeah,
that's
back on track.
actually how my obby skills got better. I'm not going to say they're good because they're not, but I used to be the world's worst. Like I could not jump across a puddle without falling face first in it. But my kid was like, "Oh, you have to do all these obbies with me," because I think she liked seeing me struggle with wanting to throw my computer across the room
Uh-huh.
and then
Uh-huh.
having to be a good example and not. um, yeah. So she made me do obby after obby after obby when she was younger, and I got better.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good.
Um, so let's move on to Mike's.
Yeah, okay. Hope it was satisfying for you, DP. Um, yeah. Thanks for the question too. We only got two, and I was like half disappointed and half happy about this. So depending on the way you look at it. Um, Mike is saying, truth, guilty pleasure. What's a game that you know is bad, but you still have a soft spot for it? Do you have anything?
Oh, mine's obvious.
Yeah, it's gonna
Um,
be a Roblox thing, right?
well,
Oh, it was not that obvious then.
no, it's Chimera Land.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna put the and hopefully we're gonna be able to see the screenshot this time. But I'm gonna put the screenshot of what you posted in the Discord channel. This is seriously the most clusterfuck screenshot of a game I have ever seen.
We were actually
This
having a
is
really good time.
I'm sure you were. Like, seriously, no joking. I'm sure you were, but from an outsider perspective, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like not selling the game to me. Definitely not.
Definitely not. No,
Oh my
it's
God. Yeah.
I
All
have heard
right.
people call Chimera Land a rough gem, and you get a lot of the edges. Um, and I call it a hot mess because
I prefer that. Yeah.
there's a
This
really good game in there. There is. There's some really good game in there, and it's just been so terribly executed and so terribly mishandled and mismanaged that God, oh, the latest thing now is all of the cities and villages are not where they're marked on the map. They
huh.
moved some of them. Some of them are in the same places, but all of the locations on the map have been moved and they're not there. And when you try to use the teleport option to teleport, it puts you in these random spots in the middle of nowhere. One of them actually puts you under the map.
Wow.
And one of the very first beginner quests is, because it's, the beginner quest line is partially a tutorial, is to go to the main city and get a bounty from the statue there. It's one of the things you're supposed to do every day. But we're getting so bombarded with questions from people. How do I finish this quest? Because they're following their directions to go to the main city, and it's, and where I live, it's taking them underneath the map, not to the main city.
Wow.
Yeah. And
it really sounds like, well, we made this game, but we really don't care at all. You log in, please give money.
Exactly. That's exactly, you nailed it. And
this is how it
kills
sounds.
me because I actually love the game. I keep playing it, and I hate that I keep playing it too, because I don't want to sponsor such irresponsible game making.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a tough spot to be in, yeah. Because
and
you
I
obviously like the
accidentally
game.
recruited people to play the game, and I don't want to encourage people to give their money to people who don't care about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a tough spot, because you obviously like the game, and you cannot tell people, well, don't play this game, it's bad, because you like it. But then if you tell people, hey, come with me, play this game, then it's like, yeah, but you really need to not give them money. So it's kind of contradictory in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
But they have an official Discord server, which is linked to in their game, by the way. Like in
and
the
link doesn't work anymore, or
oh, it works.
Okay, good.
And you even get a reward for joining the server.
Mm-hmm.
But they abandoned the server last year.
Okay,
there's no mods or anything there anymore. And people have posted tons of links to porn and all sorts of stuff there. And I'm like, you've got a link to this in your game.
Yeah, if they chose to just abandon Discord, I think it's fine. I don't have a big problem with that, but they should at least remove the link from the game. It's kind of it's pretty bad. It really sounds like they just don't care, and
they don't. The only events now are pay events since last year. It costs an average of several $100s to get an outfit.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a very different league from VNH.
Very.
Now, it's not $12.
Yeah, I think you can see why I was like, no, VNH is not an outlier.
Yeah, it's not. No, yeah. It's very it's very average. Yeah.
I've seen outliers.
Yeah, this is very bad. It really sounds to be.
It's terrible.
Well, the screenshot speaks for itself, but yeah, I'm sure
I have so much fun playing it at the same time.
This is the thing.
It's killing me.
I played it for a little bit, and when I say a little bit, it's very little, but it's very open-ended. You can do a lot of stuff in it.
That's what I love. It's a real immersive world. It really feels like a world, because there's all these little details, and it's so immersive, and you have so much freedom.
Yes, exactly. So I understand that it can be fun to play. But unfortunately, it's a matter of time, I suppose. Once they stop getting enough money, I guess they'll shut it down. Or maybe they don't care so much that they will not notice it's still up, and it's going to be there forever. Who knows?
Well, the thing is, they don't have a lot of development costs, because most of the programming's being done in China for the China Chimera Land. And we're just getting later updates. So they're basically just copy pasting code, and their only costs are translation, which they obviously cut a lot of costs on because the translation's awful. And
oh yeah, it's probably
server
like
maintenance.
Chat GPT translating. Yeah.
Server maintenance and I guess customer support, such as it is, which is terrible.
Yeah, customer support doesn't cost that much if you don't really have it. So you can have an email. Yeah, if you have a problem, email that. We will never reply back. Please give money.
They do eventually reply, but it takes a few weeks of getting auto responses, from what I've heard. But
ouch. Yeah.
If you're persistent, you can eventually get your problem solved.
Well, all right then. It's at least there's that.
Yes.
All right. Any other games that you know are bad, but you still have a soft spot for it?
That's my main one. How about you?
All right. So I thought about this for quite some time. I could not come up with a better answer than the one I will give, and I'm not that convinced. I would go with Wanted Dead. So Wanted Dead is that Mike, and it's kind of fitting because Mike watched the whole stream, even if I was not talking. So this was great. And it's this like action game where you slice and dice with katana, but you also have guns. And the whole thing is PS2 era jank action games. And it was very, very badly reviewed. I think from what I don't have any hard numbers, but from what I understand, it's kind of a commercial flop. And it's, they sold this game at premium price, like $70. And it's a very hard game with like very few checkpoints. It's very not on par with the new modern gaming era stuff. I've played games which is nice for me because I like this, but this is not nice for most people.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of lost. And yeah, I've played games where you have a boss fight, and the boss fight have like two phases, and there's a freaking checkpoint in between the two phases, so you never have to redo the first phase of the boss. In Wanted Dead, if you die to the boss, you do it all again. If you die when you're close to the boss, you're gonna have to redo like a whole section to get there, and it's hard. It's a very hard game.
Yeah, that would turn me off totally. I hate having to redo a bunch of stuff to get to the part. Yeah, that drives me nuts.
And honestly, if you go look at like Steam reviews, a lot of people are agreeing with you. That's for sure, and I understand why. But I mean, spoiler alert for my. I'm planning to do this like I did last year. Game I finished in 2023, and last year Dismantle was my game of the year. This year it's probably going to be Wanted Dead. I really, really enjoyed Wanted Dead. But I feel I'm kind of pretty much alone, and I understand why.
So if you think if they just put in more checkpoints, that it would have been done better?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Sometimes just a little thing can like really color the whole experience.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good question. Is it because the biggest complaint? And on the Discord, it's so crazy. They have a Discord channel, and it's not abandoned. It's fine. It's not like Chimera Land, but there's this dude coming back every day saying this game is a scam because the game released and there is a few bugs and one in particular that is very very bad, and I don't understand why it hasn't been addressed yet. There's a trophy that's glitched. You cannot get it. So it's a bug, it's a known bug.
Oh
It's not the end
no.
of the world. I mean, you can play the whole game. The game, saying this game is a scam is really insulting for people who invested in like some Kickstarter and the game never came out. This is a scam.
Yeah.
Or they promised like this open world crazy game and it ends up being a visual novel. This is a scam. Like this is
Yeah.
not what was promised. But a glitch trophy doesn't make a game a scam. I
Totally.
really
No,
disagree with that.
yeah,
It's crazy. It's not addressed. The game came out on Valentine's Day in 2023, so it's been a while.
Maybe they're addressing it, but it might be one of those things where sometimes it's a choice between solving the bug and creating a worse bug or just leaving the bug.
Yeah, it might be that. They teased like 2 weeks after the game release, they made a big post like with I'm gonna put it on screen, like with a post like with the theme of the game, not just like a Discord message, like a real thing with some infographic stuff. Saying, all right, thanks for the support. We know there's a few things that needs to be addressed. We'll work hard on a big patch with some like improvement and even new content and stuff. Stay tuned. And yeah, it's been
You're
a long time.
tuned.
And yeah, and
okay, well that's kind of
month,
bad.
every month there's this poor dude who's getting wrecked on Discord that comes and say, just so you know, guys, we haven't abandoned the game. We're still working on it. It's, keep your eyes peeled. It's gonna be soon. And it's getting wrecked on the Discord by people that are unhappy. But
I imagine.
Yeah. And I understand. But at the same time, the game is not a scam. I played the whole thing. The game didn't even crash. I didn't,
Wow, that's pretty impressive because
yeah,
it's been a long time since I played a game that never crashed.
Yeah, it didn't crash, and I've played it for the whole month of May. This was my only game. I probably put 100 hours into it. Did the game? I did one playthrough on stream, but I played it a lot, and nothing major ever happened. And I played it on a base PS4, so it's pretty much the worst place to play the game. So, yeah. Anyway, this would be my answer. This would be my game that I know it's kind of bad, but I really love it. So, oh, and I was looking at the dev update I talked to you about, and at the end it says, P.S. We are also investigating issues with the frame rate on PC. So seems there are issues with the frame rate on PC, and there's still issues. It hasn't been addressed. So yeah.
That's not good on an action game.
No, that's not good. No, that's not good. So this was the truth or dare. I'm gonna put here some Terraria content. So Ishan will have his dare, and this is it. This is it for the truth or dare. Hi, so here it is. Ishan dared me to play Terraria, and my first idea was to just boot up the game, take one step, and close it down and say, well, I play Terraria. I played Terraria, but anyway, this is not what we're gonna do after all. I am with my son right
Hi.
now. Because this is really my son who made me play some Terraria. I have like 8 hours of playtime on this character, which is
Me?
not a lot.
Me, it's
How much do you
probably.
have?
I'm not sure, about 15, 16 hours,
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure about
So what we are looking at here is our base, and I've tried to show you what we have in our chest.
I'm not a pro builder at Terraria, so it's not beautiful, but it's
Hey.
my house.
It's better than nothing. I like our
Yeah.
cozy house with our nice little NPCs roaming around, selling us
With
stuff.
with the three, with our 3 trophies of the Eye of Cthulhu.
We do have trophies indeed, and we have a bunch of I don't know if they call it flags or banner in Terraria. I haven't looked at it. Truth be told, it's the first time we are booting Terraria in a very long time. So
Me too.
we-
The last time I played it with my friends,
yeah.
so
We just boot up the game because of the Dare, because of the Truth or Dare anniversary event for the 1 year of the podcast. So yeah. So what I thought I would do in the end is show you a bit of what we've done in Terraria and stuff I think is cool. So I thought our base was definitely one of the cool things that
it's the best thing that we made, because it's probably the one thing that we made, because
yeah, it's the best thing we made because
Yeah.
it's the only thing we
Yeah.
made. So
that's
yeah,
that's
I
the
like
truth.
have we went down? Okay, no, we're going now.
Yeah.
There's kind of a hidden place with some of our best stuff is here. I think, like at least weapon wise.
Yeah.
This is where we keep our good weapon.
Or it's in my inventory, because my inventory is always full of weapons
Yeah, that can
and
also be
everything.
that.
You can tell me one thing, and I will probably said, no, I don't have it. But when I look, well, in
You
my
have it.
inventory, I have it.
Yeah, this is what happened with Terraria. There's a lot of stuff.
Too much.
Yeah,
You never have too much thing, but
it's hard to manage that
Yeah.
much
with
something.
this little inventory.
And this is my gripe with Terraria. This is why I'm having kind of trouble to play it. It's because there's so much stuff, so much possibilities, and I end up
Yeah.
not knowing what I should do, and then I'm doing whatever I can do, and I get bored. I
scary.
think it's boring, but I understand the appeal. I understand why people love it so much. So this is our flags, aka banner. I'm not sure how.
In
it's-
the arena is the place where we
Yeah.
made every boss, or for the bee, Ishan, if you know the name. I don't remember it, but there is the only place, and skeleton. I don't
Yeah, it's
remember too.
in French it's skeleton, but
Ouais.
I'm not sure. And it's the big
Yeah, the
skeleton face.
yeah.
With the arms and.
It's the only bosses that we make not at the famous arena.
So I asked for this. I wanted to go in space for people who've never played Terraria. This is another thing. This game is really in depth with its mechanics, because once you get to a certain point in the atmosphere,
fly.
gravity gets lighter. There's less gravity, and so you can jump
Like
higher
me
and
with
fall
my
slower.
Yeah, me with my jet, I can go to the max height, the limit.
So I think it's a neat feature that when you're up, like very
Yeah.
very high, you get kind of low gravity space to mess around. I
And-
think it's smart.
I'm not
it's a good
sure when
idea.
it will be, but you're gonna fall, but you will remember that you have a jet to like
Oh yeah,
be.
but
Oh,
what saved me here is muscular memory, because I played with the jet a little while, and we are recording the commentary post game.
Yeah.
We're not playing right now. This is what we just played like
Yeah.
5 minutes ago. We did this footage, but we are speaking after the fact. But yeah, I was falling. My son was like, "Oh no, you're gonna die!" And then I activated my jetpack and said, "Oh no, I'm fine."
I have such a good aim with my gun. No, I'm joking.
Oh,
No, I'm really not good.
well, you're definitely better than me.
I don't know. Seriously, I don't know.
So anyway, all that aside, this was the little space place. Now Leopard wants to show me something that he
Yeah.
found. He's wondering if I can make it there.
Yeah. It's not me that I found it. It's with my friends that tell me the tricks to which level it is. Because I was making one too low and one too high. So he tell me it's by these here. So I start making one. So I find 2 islands.
So
In the chest, I already found it. So I looted the chest.
it was like what? It was good weapon.
It was
good
yeah,
stuff?
it was the weapon with the star that I use right now, and there was like a horse. You know the thing that you put under the leg of the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
it. And when you put it on you, it's an accessory. When you fall, you can fall from the highest point of the world to the lowest, that is the hell. You don't die. You don't take any fall damage.
In French, it's sphère à cheval.
Yeah.
I think in English it's shoe horse, or something like that.
I don't know. I don't
Not sure.
know. I don't learn it.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, talking about the hell, sometime we want to do the wall of flesh.
this is the boss. Yeah, I finally died.
Finally.
Yay! When I die, I can go and do something else, which is great because I'm not a big fan of Terraria, to be honest. But yeah, the wall of flesh is kind of the boss that we
That
are.
you know, you have the pre-art mode that was with the skeleton, and every bosses like the Eye of Cthulhu, the Eater of World, no, the Eater of I don't know what. But after it, you have the Prime. So there is the Prime Skeletron, the Eater of World, that is like the mechanic of the first one, and you have the twins. It's like the Eye of Cthulhu but difficult. They're attached together, and one that shoot laser.
Yeah, you have like two to beat
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah. So that's, and after you have Moonlord. That's,
But like now we would be at the point where we need to set up our
to change
our
to
stuff to
Yeah.
beat the wall of flesh.
to be in our mode, but we are not ready because you need to explore almost everything to make some place. Because when you're in our mode, the corruption, so the evil biome that we were in, spread on the world 10 times faster than it does in pre-art mode. So it's really hard.
All right.
And by the way, our world is in the easiest difficulty.
we're not
Yeah.
good at Terraria. That's for sure.
There is expert, and what I like about Terraria is that there is like secret seed. That's like I made one, not me, but I find one. It's like you start in hell, and you're like, it says legendary mode. It's super hard.
Did you try it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I have 1 hour and
you're dead.
For a long time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope that now we're just exploring like some caves because I wanted to do the at least 10 minutes. So Ishan will be happy to see some Terraria on my channel. But
We need to.
I mean, yes, we need to. But as you can see, because I've watched videos of Terraria, like crazy stuff. People are building bases, super nice, and
compared to us, it's nothing.
And what I'm always saying when Ishan is asking me to play Terraria is, I don't think I can make it really interesting.
I can try me.
Maybe you could. Maybe you could and make some and I'll upload them to my channel. I don't mind. You could. If you want to do
you're
this,
gonna be proud of me.
Yeah, if you want to do this, do it. We'll upload it on my channel. And you're gonna get more Terraria this way. But for this particular time, this was it. I did the dare. The dare was to play Terraria. I did it, Ishan. I played Terraria with my son, and we even commented on it, which was not a part of the dare. So we went overboard with that. So you should be pleased with what we've done.
Ishan does ask you need to play Terraria or you need to play Terraria with your son.
It was just playing Terraria and we did it. And thank you very much to have talked Terraria with me.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Now, we got one comment on the last show. Zach from Old Man Gaming didn't commented, and I don't know if it's if we have like some kind of beef between us, because when I'm on vacation, I don't really listen to podcasts. I'm doing other stuff, and they made at all. I'm sure it's fine. I'm just joking a bit here. But for 3 episodes, I didn't commented on the Old Man Gaming podcast, and each episode, Zach was saying, "Well, I don't know if YouTube deleted your comment or something, but it's not there, so I don't know." And on second episode, it's like, "Well, Will didn't commented this episode either. I wonder what's up." And the third one is like, "Well, maybe he's on vacation or something."
You were on vacation.
I were. And I was, and I commented now on all of those episodes retroactively. My first day at work was I just watched back to back listened back to back to the Old Man Gaming podcast. So I'm joking, but it's kind of fitting that we don't have Zach comment on this episode since I didn't comment on his stuff. So it's just kind of funny. Yeah, it's my fault. We only have one. But we have one nonetheless, and it's from Mike saying, "Good show. New t-shirt slogan. It's kind of like the Marvel universe in the sense that it's not like Marvel at all." Pretty much sums up the comic book industry lately. I know very little about the comic book industry. Well, I kind of know because I'm a librarian, and at my job, I am cataloging the comics, video games, movies, and music stuff. This is pretty much my what I'm working at. But I don't read the comics, so I've never been into comics a lot. But yeah, it was the universe, Marvel universe thing was me trying to explain how characters in the Trails series interact with each other in different series of games. So, but yeah, it would be my usual nonsense phrasing stuff. This is quite funny. Thanks for your comment, Mike.
I don't know. I think you phrase things quite well.
Oh, I mean, on my Q&A, I haven't replied yet, but on my Q&A, there's DPZP that said he's saying, "Oh man, William, you speak better English than some English people. And just before the show, I was going to reply, but then we did the show. I will reply after. But I was about to say, well, I'm kind of torn on this comment because, in a way, I think it's nice to know that I am understood and that it's fine. On the other hand, I'm a bit worried about some English people then. But yeah, if it's fine, that's good. I did make some progress since my Final Fantasy 14 years.
Well, I've often said, and I'm always floored by people who can speak multiple languages. It's very impressive to me. Because
speaking is really the hard part, actually.
Yes.
Because reading, understanding another language is really not that hard, I feel. I mean, it's not easy. That's not what I'm saying. But if you expose yourself long enough, you're gonna get it. You're gonna understand what's going on.
You definitely pick up being able to read and understand it first. I've been, as you know, studying Portuguese for years, and I still can't speak it at all.
But I'm sure, yes, yeah. But I'm sure that if you're reading something in Portuguese, you will probably maybe there will be some stuff you're not sure about, but you will probably understand what the subject is.
Yeah, I can usually get the general gist of what the subject is, but that's about it.
Yeah, the thing with speaking is it's in real time. I think that's the big deal. You have to think of the words,
yeah,
and while you speak, and I think this is what's, because in written form, I mean, I remember on the VNH Discord, we write in English, and some people never knew I was not a native speaker. Because you have, well, first you have autocorrect, so this is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot write the word neighbor, the people that lives next to you. I have
Mm-hmm.
no idea. But when I start typing it's typing itself. So, but yeah, and you have all the time in the world to think of what you want to say. It's not the case when you speak.
Well, I didn't know that you weren't a native English speaker until you made that first video. Villagers and Heroes.
and then it's super obvious. But yeah, reading and writing is a lot easier to do.
Well, we should probably get on to the next section of the podcast.
Yes, absolutely. Which is, well, it was your idea to mix things up a bit. And I can't remember how you talked about it. Game with staying power. Instead of the usual "what are we playing?" discussion stuff, we're gonna do a "what are you still playing?" What games are well, I don't have any other way to say it. What games are you still playing? Not new games you've played for a long time. This is what we're looking for. Is that it?
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Games that you keep going back to over and over again for years after year after year.
Yes. So, what are yours?
Well, for 1 year now, a little over, it's been Chimera Land. For about 4 years now, Villagers and Heroes. Some of the other things we mentioned were Stardew Valley. I keep playing that. Although it's funny that we mentioned the save point thing in that game, that you were saying that people didn't like that they had to go through a whole bunch of stuff to get back to. Because I haven't played Stardew Valley for a long time, and the place where I got stuck was Skull Caverns. Where
there's combat in Stardew, right?
Yeah.
I never made it to the combat part.
In the mines. But there's a goal of getting to the 100th floor of Skull Caverns. But the thing is, Skull Caverns, you have to start from floor 1 fresh each and every day. So you have to make it down to the 100th floor in one day.
And time flies pretty quickly in Stardew, from what I remember. Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the regular mines where you can save not save, but every 5 floors, or is it every 10 floors? It's been a while since I played, actually, that the elevator will go. And once you hit that, like floor 40 for the first time, the elevator goes ding, and then the next time you go back, you can take the elevator straight to floor 40 and start there.
All right.
In Skull Caverns, you can't do that. You have to start from floor 1, and
yeah, it's not making you want to play more.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And there's tons of other things I can do, but I want to get to floor 100 now, and it's a block. I think I want to do it more because I can't do it.
I kind of, when I like a game, I kind of like to work on a goal like that, on an impossible task. In Wanted Dead, it was the Japanese hard mode, and it was freaking hard. And I've made it, and I was very happy. But I need to really be invested into the game. Else
exactly.
I don't. Yeah.
And the thing is, like you, I get kind of stubborn about setting rules for myself sometimes, because you can use staircases to shortcut your ways down the level in the mines. But I don't want to do that. I want to get down there without with Mr. Chi, or whatever his name is. Will accuse you of cheating if you use staircases to get to him on level 100.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
You still get the reward, but I don't want to get accused of cheating. So I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I'm good and stuck.
Well, one of these days, if you keep, playing long enough, you'll find a way, probably. Maybe there's like tips on YouTube. Maybe somebody like, is it what is slowing you down? Is it like the combat? Can you like circumvent combat and just run past enemies, or do you have to clear the floor to go down?
No, you don't have to clear the floor unless it's a monster floor.
Yeah, okay.
But mostly I think I just need to craft more bombs and learn how to use them better, because I keep accidentally blowing myself up.
Oh, well, yes. Yes, you should definitely try to
not blow myself
up.
Get
better with that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but bombs can clear out a bunch of rocks all at once and reveal the staircase underneath them. But yeah, definitely have to get better at not accidentally blowing myself up.
Yes, that would be my first advice as a non-Stardew Valley player. But
I actually brought that up because I haven't been playing it. I've been avoiding it. Instead, I've been playing Wildflowers, which I'm not stuck in.
This is the Apple Arcade game, right?
Yes.
Just to make sure. Okay, yeah. Where you're kind of a witch.
Yes.
In kind of a Stardew Valley.
You definitely are a witch.
Okay. I haven't played that.
So, yeah, they keep releasing updates and adding new content. When I first played it, it ended at the storyline ended at the end of year 1. Storyline still mostly ends there, but they added a bunch of content, new quests, new events and stuff that happened in year 2. And yeah. So they're actively adding more all the time, and of course, being on Apple Arcade, there's no additional fee for any of that, which is nice.
Isn't it so fantastic?
It is.
It's crazy. I'm gonna go fast on this, but I've played a bit of ridiculous fishing, like you suggested me to. And while I was playing this, I was spotting all the microtransactions that could have happened if it was not on Apple Arcade.
Yep.
And it's so nice to not have that, looming give me money thing over your head that they're gonna make you struggle with something to sell you the solution to that barrier. And it's so nice. Same with Netflix games. I
have got to get Netflix games working on my iPad.
You succeeded, you mean?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I haven't worked on it. I've been pretty busy, actually. So.
Yeah, no, and it's fine, but it's another option. It's exactly like Apple Arcade, but it works with your Netflix account, and it's so nice. It's so nice. I really like that. So anyway, that was just the microtransaction obligatory talk.
But of course, with the rental thing, with the pay one flat fee and get all these access to games per month, you have the problem with Apple Arcade. I see every month on the Apple Arcade discount Discord channel.
Yeah, the games that
are leaving.
This month was a hard one. We lost South of the Circle, which was one of the best. Yeah, that was one of the best Apple Arcade game.
But still, that's one where you play it once and you're done.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I don't mind. As for myself, I don't mind it leaving because I don't think I would have played it again. It's really a story that you follow, and it's kind of a movie. Well, I mean, some people like to rewatch stuff, and it's fine, but yeah, it's not a game I would have played multiple times.
Things like Wildflowers, where I'm still playing it, or what's that other Farmside? What about all my progress there? If it leaves, then I have to go buy the game to keep playing it.
Yes. When they leave,
what if they go to a microtransaction?
Yes, they probably will. Yeah, this is super. Yeah, when you start thinking about that, it's really a bummer. You know for a fact that, I mean, maybe some games are still there since day one, so probably some games will just stay for a long time. But yeah, many of them will leave, and many of them that I've played, I know exactly what the in-app purchases will look like. That's so obvious.
Yes, it's Farmside really looks like they set it up for in-app purchases, and I'm fully expecting at some point it will leave and become a microtransaction.
Yes, and they will make a lot more money than they do now. So,
but I actually don't like the direction Farmside is going in now, but
it's probably not a game you will keep playing.
I've been thinking about deleting it because they added timed events. And the first time the events they added, I was fine with because it tells you you're going to have 6 days to complete this. And you get to decide when you start it. And it doesn't go away. So you can just sit there for months until you're on vacation or until you have a weekend or whatever. And then you can do it. But now they have these events where they just start and you have 6 days to complete it and get the reward. And if you don't, then you don't, and it's gone. And I don't know if they're going to ever come back or what. I've been looking for like an info channel on farm side. But I found the Team 17 Discord, but it's apparently not for the USA Team 17. So I don't know. I'm having trouble finding much information.
All right.
And they also added this restaurant thing that you run, and you serve all these customers, and you get up to 3 stars. But every day, your restaurant loses 1 star. So at a minimum, each day, you have to serve enough customers to get back up to 3 stars. Because you're going to fall down to 2. And it's just, I hate that. It feels so discouraging.
Yeah.
So I haven't logged in for a few days now, and I'm like, great, my restaurant's probably back down to 0 stars at this point. And
yeah, they want to keep you engaged. They want to keep you in the game.
I think they're doing it the wrong way, though, because it's a negative experience now. When I log in, when I look at that restaurant, it's a negative experience.
Yeah,
I'm getting punished for having that restaurant, and I'm really wishing I never created it in the first place. But there's no way for me to delete it. I'm thinking of writing customer service and saying, "Hey, can you please delete this because it's taking up a lot of space. I hate it. I don't want to do it. It's ruining my fun of the game."
And it's weird in that context where they cannot charge you for anything else than your subscription. So it smells like we are gearing up for the next move when we won't be on Apple Arcade. Some people have said Apple Arcade is used as beta testing for some games.
Yeah.
And I believe it can be, yes. Not all games, but yeah. I think some devs are using this opportunity to fund the shaping up of their game, and when they leave Apple Arcade, this is when they cash in, basically. So maybe. Time is running short. Do you have any other? Yeah, I just saw the time. Do you have any other game that you have kept playing for a long time that you would like to mention? You can. We still have time. I only have 2 games to plug, so mine's not going to be very time consuming.
Why don't you go ahead?
All right. So my obvious one is Villagers and Heroes. I've been playing this since 2018. Time sure does fly.
Same here.
It's like 5 years. And I don't know if you've watched John Wick. But there's a scene where he said, "Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back." And this is exactly how I feel right now in VNH. I'm just done. I just finished Sephiroth's Lament a few days ago. I'm level 60 now. Gearing up to do the level 60 Elders. I'm going to probably poke you for doing this, actually. You're on the top of my list to do this. And I'm really enjoying it. And seriously, I did the rebirth like a year ago, and it really killed my enjoyment of the game. I thought I would like to see the old stuff again, and I did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would. But now I'm in the Pyron storyline with Lord Pyrrhus, and I really, really, really like this part of the game. The environments looks very bland and it's very dull, and you're in those old castle type of place that all looks the same. So it's not that much of a joy to see, but I like the lore of this is a good villain, I feel, when you're going
Yeah.
through what happened. And so I'm really enjoying I'm actually, for the first time in a long time, I'm really enjoying the story of villagers and heroes.
That's
So
interesting because the depths and Piran or Pyron or however you pronounce it.
yeah, I always said Pyron, but now I'm not so sure.
I skipped both those areas on my last rebirth.
Yeah, I know I could because I have all the teleporters unlocked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to do it. Yeah.
They just confuse me and I don't like them, so I skipped them totally. I timed my rebirth to go with Oasis, Halloween, Christmas.
Yeah,
and
this is smart. I'm doing the bounties in the event zone. They give a lot of XP.
Yes, they do.
Yes, this is the way to go. Yeah.
For people who don't know villagers and heroes, the four things I just listed were seasonal event zones that in the past have been back to back from fall all the way up to New Year. And since on Rebirth you start back from zero after you've already leveled up, I already had all the gear that I had saved. So I could go into these event zones and just get the XP, buku XP. I'm probably totally mispronounced that French word.
No, that was exactly how it's pronounced. Yeah. Good job.
Thank you. And just put on my gear sets that I already had saved, and that way I could skip zones that I didn't enjoy the first time or the first 4 times around, because this is my 5th rebirth.
Wow. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, VNH is quite a staying power with me. Not always sure of the reasons. I love the game. It's at some point it becomes at some point when you like a game enough, and it mostly applies to online game in this case, but at some point it's not a game to play, it's a place to go. And this is kind of how I feel about VNH. I'm logging in and it's so familiar, and now you can enter your houses. And I think it's really nice. I really like what they're doing. Not too sure about the pricing of some stuff, but and how grindy the crafting is to get those items.
Yeah,
I have some
not
gripes.
happy with
I have some gripes
how grindy they made the furniture.
Like, for a player like me, who have all maxed out, like crafting and gathering stuff, it's not that bad. But for new players, it's pretty bad. I feel housing should not be end game content. This is just I feel it's kind of end game content. And I've seen it typed a few times in world chat. And I agree. It feels like end game content, and it should not be.
I think that it should be both beginning and end game content. I think there should be a clear division between a starter set and then the end game stuff. I've seen that used a lot in different MMOs, and I think it works really well. You can get your cheap starter set and get started on your house right away. It gets you enthused about it. You do your best with what you have, and you really look forward to upgrading and getting the really fancy, nice stuff.
Yeah. And there's a bit of that, but there's just not enough stuff for the lower level people. But it's it's still kind of new. Like, and go ahead.
Like, all the stuff for the lower level people is purchased. There's nothing for the lower level people to craft.
Yeah. Well, apart for the Arden's tool, but it's not that exciting. But
Well,
yeah.
I think that's why a lot of houses you go in and there's one stool in it.
Yeah, there's nothing. People end up not engaging with it as much because they don't have much to engage with at lower levels. But the feature is kind of new. It's just a few months old for a
Yes.
like 12-year-old game. It's really new. So we'll see where they go with that. I really like how how they did it, and I have faith that it's going to improve and get bigger. And some people
Yeah.
have already made some crazy stuff. So I'm confident that it's going to be good.
The game is a clear opposite from Chimera Land in that
Oh,
the
I mean, yeah.
the dev team just cares so much. And they really, really just put their hearts and souls into it.
Oh yeah, they're doing all they can with what they have. So
yes.
And my other one's gonna be very quick. It's Scourgebringer. This game really has a big gripe on me. I just feel the game is so perfect. The soundtrack is perfect. I'm playing on the big screen. I started playing this on mobile, and then I bought the PS4 version. And on the big screen, like I feel like every pixel is at the right place. It's pretty much a perfect game for me. There's nothing I would change. I don't think. I was thinking about it while I was playing yesterday, and I was like, man, everything is so good. It feels so good to play. It's really the opposite of VNH in that sense that, you know, VNH is a tab target MMO. It's really click and wait for the thing to happen. In Scourgebringer, it's Twitch based combat where you have to be super quick and controls are super responsive and precise because they need to be, because if they're not, it would not work. So
I have to say that combat in VNH is not my favorite.
No. It's kind of basic, really.
The storyline's great, the creativity's great, and they've done an amazing job with putting some interesting mechanics in with the limitations of the existing mechanics there. But yeah,
yeah, it's not an action game. It's yeah. All right. So we are a gaming podcast, but we also ask some important society question. This time it's going to be, is broth a drink? What do you say? Is it a drink?
Is it a drink? I think
is a drink?
broth can be it all. It can be a soup. It can be a drink.
Yeah, I really don't like it, but when I was young at Christmas party, I have no idea how they call it. I suppose it's just called broth. In French, it's bouillon. So we were having this kind of broth that they would pour in those styrofoam cup, and people would drink that before the Christmas dinner. And this is the only time of the year that people would make that type of drink. And I always hated it. But it's definitely a thing here. Broth is a drink. Definitely. But it's not something I would drink.
I only use it in our family when we're sick and it's hard to keep stuff down. Then you have a little broth that you can either spoon or sip.
Huh. Yeah, interesting. So what do you say in the comments? Tell us, is broth a drink or not? So this is it for this one. Thanks for talking games with me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.